Oh, I love that stuff. I love liquors. Uh, I get some of that homemade stuff, but you can't eat about a stick or two of that. It'll work on your belly. It's strong.
Oh,
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Patriot Catfishers Talk Show. Tonight we got Lyle on here. We're going to shoot a little BS with you for a little bit and give some shout outs, talk a little bit about some future upcoming shows, and talk a little bit about tournaments. And I'm going to show you a little bit about the new bobbers that's coming out, how you can use them. And I'm not pushing to sell. I'm just going to show you how to use them when you do get them. They got some new clips and stuff on there. Well, Lyle, thank you for joining me in here tonight, my friend.
hey man, glad to do it. I'm always happy to be part of what you do on Wednesday nights.
Yep. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. And among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you know, Lyle, sometimes we get pretty happy chasing them old catfish, don't we?
Yes, sir.
And sometimes they can cause us to have a bad day. And a lot of times we have good days. It depends on how hard you want to push. If the perseverance on your side is going to be strong enough to push you through to get to those waters.
That's correct.
You had to push pretty hard during that Chad's couple tournament just to make it to the water.
That's right.
And even out on the water.
Yep. Struggled the whole day, but we still had a great time.
That's what it's all about, and enjoying time and making memories, because you and Cindy made memories. I'm sure she got to hear some 4-letter words, but at the same time, she probably laughed at you a little bit too.
She's not a stranger to them. He's not. Mike's Outdoor Adventures. Thank you so much for the donation.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Oh, he figured out how to do it. He told me, he said he's trying to figure out how to do that. Well, let's holler out a few names here. We got Muskrat, Buckeye, Fishing with the Chad, James Dockery. Thank you for all guys for coming in. Who else we got in here? I didn't even forgot to advertise today. I was even holding the show. I figured they'd come in. So go. What's going on, my friend? Carolina Catfish. Who else we got in here? We might have a small show tonight. That's all right. They'll be getting a personal touch then, won't they? Maurice is in the house. How you doing, my friend? I hope everything's going your way. John Patrick Jr. Am I missing anybody so far?
P City Smitty, Parker Pursuits, Fishing with the Squirrel, Jason Lamb. Let's see, Catfishing Crappie. Hey, Mark.
There's Janice and Sean, Steely, Miss D's in the house, Junior Proctor's in the house, Kelly, Skin and Scales. That's a pretty wild name. 1 Ton Fishing. I messaged with 1 Ton the other day during his live show. He's good people. You know that?
Absolutely.
I enjoy watching them.
Nebraska Wildcats.
Yeah. Yeah, them 1 Ton, they act like they have too much fun out there, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Them boys have a great time. They sent some pictures to us the other day, James, where they'd all been out catching a bunch of them big old bluegill. And, you know, that's pretty dear to me. And they just look like they was having way too much fun.
Yes, sir. There's Joe Buck, 812.
Mike
Janice, I said it. Yeah. Guys and gals, we do thank you for coming in. Hooks and Hammock. I guess when he ain't fishing, he's laying up in a hammock. That'd be pretty sweet. Creole's in the house. Junior Warskow's in the house. I see he's got him a new boat. He's getting ready to start on.
Sweet.
Man, did you see Jeff's boat he's working on after he got it stripped down? That transit looked like it'd been shot with triple alt, didn't it?
Yeah, and if I understood him right, he's going to put some kind of epoxy or something over that. Is that right?
I don't know. I figured Jeff would have cut that out and put a new plate in it myself.
That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah,
but, that's just me. I might have questioned Jeff Manning at the way he does stuff. I mean, there's no question in my mind when he gets done with it, it'll be done better than it was new.
Oh yeah,
I understood that he was going to epoxy something over that or do something other than replace it. And I'm thinking, you the man.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, they got some epoxies and stuff out there that make stuff strong as crap.
Absolutely.
And I mean, and he might look at it that actually structurally it's still sound.
Right.
And if he puts an epoxy over it, he might be thinking, and we might have misunderstood, he might be going to replace that, put an epoxy over it, then put the wood over it, so you don't have that metal to wood contact.
Yeah, that could very well be.
And, you know, people don't realize, just like metals, if you're redoing a boat, guys, and you're rewiring, make sure you use zinc-coated wire, because that metal-to-metal contact, copper to zinc, people don't realize you actually have a chemical reaction going on there that can cause you problems. Might not cause it today, might not cause it in this year or next year, but sooner or later, you're going to start seeing lights go out, or you're going to start having connection problems and grounding problems. So it costs you a little bit more, but in the long run, it's well worth it. I see Mr. Gadget, Glenn, Pawpaw, Justin Fish and Fetish, great bunch of people live, always, ever live show.
Pawpaw, Ed, P City Smitty, Paula Smith, Muskrat. They're still piling in.
Yes, sir. Say a little prayer for Wampus Cat. I don't know if he'll be in or not tonight. He's at work. Yesterday he had to have his second round of that daggum shot, and he ain't feeling too good right now. So there's Avid, Ernie Brown. We done said 1 ton. Now, how many different 1 tons come in here? We got 1 ton, but then we got Josh of 1 ton. I guess there's a couple of the guys in there that use that name, don't they?
Josh and Art for sure. Okay. I'm not sure how many more. All right. But there's at least 2 that use that, and maybe 3. If I remember correctly, there's like 4 of them boys.
Okay, that's what I was thinking from their videos. Let me turn this daggum heat off. I'll be cooking over here. There's the squirrel and a few more gonna come in.
Joe Buck 66, Mr. Gadget, Get Hooked on D, Paula Smith, Fishing with the Chad. They just keep coming in. So
yeah,
glad to have them all.
Michael McPete's, 2 old vets. Just remember, guys, every bit donations that you donate on here from Super Chat or whatever goes straight to Camp Centurion. And I didn't get my backdrop changed up here tonight to talk about that. I've got it all wrote down, got the pamphlet done. Tomorrow, the wife is going to be printing it all out for the tournament, guys, which is April the 17th. So please try to make plans to come and join us. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have fun with the veterans. We're going to have fun fishing with each other, against each other. And guys and gals that are making the trip out here, what's up, Trey? That are making the trip out here to fish this tournament. And I know this is a lake that you've never fished before. Please don't be scared. Don't say, well, I don't know if I can get on the fish. If you out, we're going to give you 2 hours to try to figure some stuff out on the lake. But if you're out on that lake and you call me and say, James, we just can't find the fish, what's going on? I'm going to say, give me 2 minutes. Let me make some phone calls. Because we want everybody to catch fish. This is not your typical tournament where everybody's wanting you to get skunked and they be the only one to catch fish. This is not that type of tournament. We want everybody to come to the ramp with fish in their live well.
Well, James, what you're doing here is not like a win and lose type tournament. This is everybody wins. It's kind of like a participation thing, because the smiles that you're going to put on people's faces for the help and the donations that are given to these guys is going to overcome any prize you could ever win.
I hear you. Yeah, agreed. Creole just said it's official. He will not be able to make it. Dang it, I was looking forward because he was saying he was coming. Said his wife just got a huge promotion at work and won't be able to take off. With Creole, family and work and stuff will always come first. In my book, that is the proper call that you and her make. I would love to shake your hand and love to meet you, but promise you, this is an annual thing. This is going to keep going on and on and on, guys and gals. So there'll be that day come that we'll all be able to shake hands, hug a neck, or whatever. And it's coming. And I appreciate you letting me know, because I done had you down on the list, my friend. And for all of you that are coming, Justin Fishing Fest done talking trash, said if you're scared, for all of y'all that are definitely, that you know for sure that you're definitely coming, please, please, please go ahead and contact me now. Message me through Messenger or text me 704-600-8369. Let me know who you are, for one thing, because we got weird names over here in the chat. So I need to know your name, and I also need to know the name of a veteran that you want to donate you fishing at this tournament to. These are the black dog tags that I have got.
Way cool.
And I need to know who that is so I can go ahead and get these to the trophy shop and get these printed up. That's one thing, that time is not on our side when it comes to this type of stuff. And I got to take all the trophies that I had bought for last year and have them redone. And James Burkrod, I didn't think about that, Lyle. It's too late to send it back to him and have him redo the label on there, but it's got a date on it. So whoever wins that rod in the raffle, there'll be probably an American flag sticker over top of the date on there, because it's dated for last year.
And I think everybody understands that. My gosh, James, you got 70 people in here.
Well, if they all, half of them's on the East Coast, they probably getting reined in like I am.
They got nothing else to do. It's great to see you expand and have so many viewers. I remember when you started, and now to have 68 viewers in on a Wednesday night is outstanding.
Yeah, and I mean, we're getting some new ones in here tonight, like the Big Hook. I've never seen that before. Of course, Country Boys in here. Guys and gals, if you hadn't checked out each and every one of each other's channel, please go check it out. Give them a thumbs up, a like, and a share if you want to. And just give them a fair shake. Check them out. We got lots of snow here, 812 Channel Cat Queen. Oh, that's a new one too.
Yep.
Team Keeping It Real Fishing. What's up, my buddy? We got to get him on here too. That's a show. Well, we're going to get them on Catfish Weekly and talk a little bit more about tagging. That's something that, for those of you that's in states that it's legal to tag, Mr. Gadget, you're going to says I'm going to get snow tonight. You can keep that junk. I don't want no snow. Of course, as wet as it is here, boy, it'd have to snow his tail off to make anything stick.
I had some this morning when I woke up. Wasn't expecting it.
Oh, yeah, we done got too old to kind of get out and enjoy it anymore.
I don't enjoy it none.
There you go. But I don't mind it when I ain't got no. I don't mind it when I don't have nowhere to go and all I got to do is look out the window and look at it. But every once in a while, I throw that little young cat out. That's the one I'm waiting to see. We got that little young cat that's deaf. He can't hear nothing.
Yep.
I'm waiting to throw his little bony tail out there in the snow and see what he does. I hope he don't run away from the house. I hope he comes back towards the house because I don't feel like chasing him. But what I was going to say about the tournament is that, guys and gals, please let me know so we can get these things done. The tournament is $50. It's right beside Charlotte, North Carolina. And I know some of you, it's a long trip, but I think it'll be well worth it. I think you will enjoy it and have a time of your life. And it would be an honor if you come out here and be able to put a veteran on your boat. Lyle, you got to fish with veterans out there fishing for freedom. It was an honor, wasn't it?
Oh, some of the best times that we've had in tournament situations was with them guys and ladies. We've took 2 women out. Both was honored to do. They was both some of the best people that we ever had on the boat. Of course, Mindy Hall kind of run fishing for freedom for 5 or 6 years or however long it was. And we got to take her out. She'd never fished in the tournament before all the time that she had been affiliated with us and wanted to fish with Cindy and I. And of all the stuff that we done for fishing for freedom and the veterans and things up there, that was probably the greatest honor that I personally had, other than saying the missing man table speech.
Right.
Tore me up pretty good to do that. But Mindy is such a superwoman and former soldier and done all the things that people don't know about. And to have her in a boat with us for 4 hours of the tournament was pretty cool.
I'm sure it was, Lyle. I'm sure it was. It was I'm glad you said that about the missing man table. Y'all done that at the captain's meeting, didn't you?
Yes, sir. If you decide to do that, I think that it's a wonderful deal. You need to have somebody set it up that knows how it's supposed to be. And of course, I'd never tell you how to do anything, but you need to get that speech practiced by whoever's going to do it. Because I practiced it for 4 months and it tore me up to do it.
Right, I'm sure.
Like I told them guys up there, if you care as much about the military as Cindy and I do, you understand why it's so important to us. And a lot of people, you're just a big baby. Well, maybe that could be, but we fished them tournaments because we believed in what they stood for, and each and every one of them veterans means that much to us.
I'll tell you what, Lyle, if you can sit in a room and listen to that, because I've heard it before, and it don't bring a tear to your eyes, you might want to get a check and maybe go see a specialist because there's something wrong with your feelings.
Yeah, it'll step on your heart. I promise you.
I tell you, I've been to a lot of the military funerals, and I do good. I'm a true believer in Christ. I truly believe to be absent from the body is be present with the Lord. That period. So we miss people when we lose them, just like I lost my mother. Yes, I will miss her.
Absolutely.
But would I bring her back to this crazy ass world? No way, shape, or form.
I understand.
Period.
I understand.
But I do good at funerals. Period. But at a military funeral, when they fire those 21 guns, son, I lose it. I'm sorry, I lose it, buddy.
That's pretty hard to handle. I did see. I lost it now. Daggone it. I've been sitting here trying to keep from losing this posted, gentlemen.
No. I've done that Monday night.
I'm going to try to find it.
Brian Swink said we definitely wouldn't be fishing without our veterans.
That's the one, or one like that. Well, I can't find it now. It's kind of running along too bad. I mean, you got 74 in here now.
Then we had 80 a second ago. And Richard just said he fishes a few veterans tournaments a year, and he said some of them actually tell you about the time they served, and he said he could listen for hours. Yeah, Richard. And that's one thing. Be respectful, people. You don't. If they want to tell you, they will. You don't have to ask. You don't want to be poked and prodded, and some of them's had some bad experiences and might not want to talk.
That's right.
And then sometimes, if you're one of those people, I'm happen to be one of those people that a lot of people will spill their guts to me, and and all you do is just sit back and let them talk.
Yeah, I agree.
And enjoy it. But they out there to have a good time, just like you are, and Yeah, when Taps has played Mike, agreed.
Yeah, I think Roger might have been out there. He said that's one I'll never forget. He must have been out there when the year we done that, and I had some guys walk up to me and said, "Man, you ain't near as tough as you thought you was." I said, "No, I'm not." And here's the post that I was thinking about was Richard Swank said we definitely wouldn't be fishing without our vets, and no truer words have been posted tonight than that right there.
Yeah. Kenneth Scale said he has 6 veterans that fished with him, and they have lots of stories to tell. Yeah, I've got my 3 uncles that served in Nam all at the same time, 1 Army, 1 Navy, 1 Marine. What's up, Sam Martin? They all 3 brothers. Can you imagine the stories they had to tell each other? You know, they talk junk to each other. And But now David, I'll tell this little short story because I like to kind of share a little bit. My Uncle David, he was actually a gunner on the rescue helicopters. They flew in hot, picking up injured, and flew back out. The life expectancy of a gunner that sat in the door of those helicopters was not too long. But about 10, 12 years ago, he received a box in the mail. And he opened it up, didn't have no return address or nothing on it, Lyle. He opened it up, and there was a note in there from his first sergeant that he served with. It said, "David, I come across this, and as soon as I seen your name in it, I had to send it to you." And it was his flight helmet.
Wow.
From Vietnam. And he said, "Thank you, Hooks and Hammock." He said, the smell, the memories come rushing back. He said it shut him down for a week or 2. He said just so many memories, and you could smell the napalm. You could smell war in that helmet after all those years. And he said it just shut him down. But it was an honor, and he's got it up in a little thing with his medals and all on it. So, yeah, we do need to honor them, guys and gals, and that's why I'm holding this tournament, to give back to those that give all for us. Had 2 aunts, married 2 brothers. Had 2 aunts and married 2 brothers of 9. They all served in World War II, all in Navy, all in the Pacific Theater at the same time. Dang right.
Wow.
Usually they'll leave one of them at home, but there was times that they would take anybody they could get. You know, real fishing. Is Jeff in here? Manning? I didn't see him come in. There's Hagen Grubbs, Half Crazy, Cat Kings, some guys and gals that are in chat. If you are a veteran, we take our hats off and we salute you and we thank you. And appreciate everything you do. And if you're a veteran, you come to this tournament, it don't cost you nothing to fish it. It don't cost you nothing to fish it. Just come and enjoy yourself. You want to make a donation to Camp Centurion, that's on you. But you will never be charged to fish this tournament if you're a veteran. All right. Change up a little bit. I want to show how to use these bobbers. Well, I ain't going to show you how to use them. This is the orange one. See the new clips that I've changed to? If I can keep my dadgum self on the camera. Well, that white ain't going to do it. The clip is the clip like Junior Proctor uses on his planter boards. No longer do you have to leave a sinker slide. I keep going the other way. Sinker slide on your line, guys and gals. All you got to do, you see that little clip? You put your bobber stop and a bead. Then all you got to do is pop this on your line and pop it right back off. Simple as that. You no longer got to leave that little blue or black or white colored sinker slide on your line. It's that simple. Labels, hopefully they'll be here anytime. But, you know, when you're relying on somebody else, Lyle, I'm waiting on their time. They are making me plenty of stickers, guys and gals. I will have some to give away on some of the shows. It's got my new logo. What's up, Daniel? Daniel sends me pictures all the time. It's either his granddaughter out with him or his daughter. them catching good fish too. Appreciate that, Daniel. And Lyle, getting messages like that from people that's in your chat, they come on your show, they send you personal messages, not the generic messages, personal messages that they want you to be part of their family. That's an honor, Lyle.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. And I get a lot of pictures and a lot of emails and messages from people. And the one that I posted of that little girl catching that 23-pound fish the other day, I contacted her mother before I posted it to make sure that it was okay. She's a young girl. I don't want anything. The way the world is these days, you have to watch out for your backside. And Cam said, absolutely, go ahead and posted the picture of it, and it was very dear to me because our granddad's the one that told me about it. I seen the post, and I said, "Hey, give me the information. I'll send her a sticker." And she's supposed to have a sticker. She's 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
If anybody's supposed to get one, that's supposed to get it. So
you dang right.
There we go. That's how it works.
And she was just a grinning too, buddy. She was just but we're gonna have some stickers made, and I'm gonna be sponsoring, I'll let you know now, Junior Proctor's tournaments. He told me what it would require for me to sponsor his tournaments, and as I'll be sending them floats, and also Mike Lewis. Nice. He's in here in chat. He sent me a picture of a board that he had bought some floats from me, Lyle, and he was just going to use the ones that he bought to give away at his tournament. And he actually put my board, my insert from the bag up on the board as a sponsor. And I told him, I said, Mike, I'm really not a sponsor because I didn't donate these to your tournament, but I will from now on. So I'm going to be supporting his tournament trail too. Very with, nice. A bag of floats, a tournament, which to me, Lyle, that's good for them and good for me. That's you shake my hand and I shake yours. But at the same time, if somebody gets them, say they got a brand new guy that has just enough tackle to fish at that one tournament, and he starts getting little things here and there and winning, then you've done good. You've helped that person out, and they will remember that. Then when they do get enough money, they're going to be a customer of yours and become probably a good friend. And that means the world.
That's exactly right. I don't know if you've caught the chat with you doing this. It's a little easier for me to see a little more of it. But Michael McPeak says, y'all some great people. Thank you all for what you do. Well, Michael, I think if you asked James, he would tell you the greatest thing that could happen is if somebody would start a deal like he's doing in another area of the United States for these guys that do what they do, because James is only in one spot, and we need people to do this all over the United States.
Yes, and thank you, Lyle, for saying that. You're exactly right. I've never wanted it to be one individual thing here. I want it to spread out, to get more people involved, get more veterans involved, get more. There's a lot of places out there, guys, that can put you in contact with some veterans homes, with the VA, and even if you don't do a tournament, just reach out a hand and say, what can I do to help?
That's right.
Come in and say, all right, who wants to go eat lunch with me today? And just take them out to eat lunch. Just something different. Make them laugh, make them have a good time, and help them leave some of that bad stuff going on in their head back there. Take them to a good spot, make them laugh, have a good time, and make memories.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the greatest things that you could possibly do, and who better to make a memory with than one of our military veterans.
Thank you, setting hooks and crossing eyes. He's talking about the floats. He's sitting there looking at them right now. So yeah, guys, start them up. And I mean, that was the same thing when I first started the YouTube tournament, Lyle. It was just YouTubers only. I really wanted it to spread out, but now Chad's tournament is kind of like that. Mark's tournament is kind of like that because that is YouTube very specific. And it's live. So, you know, they're pretty much really carrying on what I had started, if you really think about it. And I'm glad.
Daniel Ishmael says that the pictures that he posted was, won't believe it, but he caught bringing his son to fishing with him. I haven't seen him since he was 2. He's now 23. That's making memories.
No doubt. What kind of liability risks are involved with taking others out for an organized event? Lyle, you might can answer that better than me. I don't see a problem with it because you're actually basically like taking a friend out.
The Fishing for Freedom guys asked that you have $100,000 worth of liability insurance on your boat, and that will cover. I'm not saying that would replace somebody or anything. That's the requirement they have for you to be involved with their thing. And of course, we have more than that on our stuff. But yeah, I think that if you have any kind of quality insurance company, they're going to have more than that worth of liability in your policy for your boat. And if you don't have insurance on your boat, you're just kidding yourself. You're just buying time because it'll bite you at some point, just like having car insurance. Although boat insurance is not required by law in our state, in my mind, if car insurance is, then so should boat insurance. And boat insurance is too cheap. You know, it's like a little over $100 a year. I mean, for a quality, it's not high. It's worth every penny that you spend on it.
See, I've never even looked into it because our boat is covered under our car insurance as far as traveling down the road.
And that may go from state to state whether you need it or not, too. But here in Missouri, once it leaves the driveway, it's covered by being towed by your vehicle. But on the water, it wouldn't have any on if you didn't have the same policy.
No. So I mean, and I don't know how many people around the Carolinas carry any insurance on their boats. I mean, I really don't.
We had Dave Swearingen on Catfish Weekly here a couple of years ago, and he did a show with us about how, why, and what you should be looking for on insurance for your boat. It might be time to update that. Either we do it on Catfish Weekly or you do it here on Patriot Catfishers of America. I believe that's a show that needs to be done again. Like I say, it's been about 2 years since Dave was a guest on there. He had some wonderful information, and Dave not only is a catfisherman and a tournament fisherman, he is an insurance agent also and insures a lot of boats and different things. So he was able to answer any and all the questions that we needed answered in chat, and it was a great show.
We might have to look into doing that because I'd really like to find out that. I mean, hopefully you would think that whoever's in your boat with you would not hold you liable unless you're being stupid and drunk or whatever. But you never know because they are people out there that are sue happy.
Yes, sir.
They looking for any reason to, stay out of work and make you pay their bills. James, you sure about that? I'm in North Carolina when going. It is only on the liability for the truck. Damage and loss is not. Yeah. Well, I got full coverage on my truck, and it's been paid for, but I got full coverage, and they told me that the boat was actually covered
as long as it's being towed.
as long as it's being towed.
Right.
Yeah, not on the water.
Yeah, like I say, that varies from company to company and state to state. Skin and
Yeah,
scales. My insurance on my boat is better than what is on my vehicle. It covers more my vehicle than my vehicle insurance.
right.
And a lot of that just has to do with the company. A lot of it has to do with Michael McPeak says, please do a show on boat insurance. But a lot of it has to do state to state. The rules and laws and regulations are different.
Right.
But yeah, if you know one of the guys that fish tournaments out there in your area, like Dave, that's an insurance agent, that's a perfect guy to get on there and talk about that.
Right.
And again, if there's anything I can do to help you out with that, just let me know, because I just think that it's something that a subject that has been missed, talked over, forgotten about, left out. But when you're taking other people out, you want to make sure that everything is where it should be.
Yeah, I agree, David Martin. Now, David, he's pretty sharp on stuff. In North Carolina, you don't have to have it on the boat, but you should carry liability. It's cheap.
Yeah, I mean, that's the law in Missouri, too. You don't have to have it, but Cindy and I won't take the chance taking as many people as we take out in a year. You know.
Right. And, it probably is pretty cheap about like classic car insurance. If classic car insurance, people don't realize, Lyle, I didn't pay but like $160 a year and had full coverage, fire, theft, and everything else. But it's because I already had insurance on other vehicles.
Right.
And it was through Haggerty. Great company. But yeah, guys, I'll look into that, Lyle, and you look into see if we can talk to somebody. Maybe we'll bring them in for a 30-minute session to answer questions and stuff like that. So we use Nationwide. We've had Nationwide for over 40 years, probably pushing 45 years now between me and Donna both. And they're a little bit more expensive than a lot of your other insurance companies. But Lyle, all we got to do is pick up the phone, call them. Most of the time, if it's something we can fix ourselves or something we want somebody else, we want them to fix it, they'll write us a check right there. No hassles or whatever. So sometimes you get what you pay for.
Yeah, Paula Smith says her full coverage is $100. Carolina Catfish says he has full coverage, $250 for the year. I think ours is somewhere in between there for full coverage on ours.
That ain't bad.
And it also covers if you're going down the lake and one of them stumps pops up and knocks the lower unit off, you're covered. Just pay your deductible.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So that itself, if you tear a lower unit out every once in a while, or somebody steals the motor off of it, I mean, makes it seem pretty cheap. So
you got that right. David Martin said if he keeps going out on Norman in the fog like it was last night, he's going to have to double up his life insurance.
Well, we hope nobody ever has to use it. And I've always looked at insurance that way. You're betting something's going to happen. They're betting it's not. And it just somebody needs to be the winner.
Yeah, Gadget, he said he has Nationwide only covers the damage caused towing, not the repair or replacement of the boat and the trailer. Well, we'll have to check into that because that is not what they told us. I'll have to look on my policy.
And unless they do a lot of boat stuff, some of them may or may not know what they actually do cover. But most automobile, at least in my state, most automobile insurance will cover what you're towing as long as it's moving. But the minute it stops, it's kind of on whatever is there. But like I say, it's all different and different where Daniel Marshall was doing great. Thank you, sir.
We got all kind of good people. All kind of great people. So, yeah, we'll have to check into that, guys and gals. And, like you said, we got, in fact, everybody in here in chat, if you have insurance on your boats, put it up in here and let people know a little bit about what it takes for y'all to keep insurance and the prices so people will start knowing about what to look for as far as the price, minus $240 a year, cover 28,000 with 4,000 for gear.
That's about that's I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean that ain't too bad because that's nationwide. That's what we got. So I know about what we look for. But and it's still, guys. It all comes down to, Lyle, is everybody trying to use common sense. And I'm one of these people, and people call me crazy. I don't ever believe that there's any really true accidents. Every accident is avoidable. Everybody said, well, I blew a tire. I said, well, did you run that tire to the daggum metal was hanging out of it? Well, that other person run that red light. Well, that other person wasn't paying attention that run that red light. To me, every accident is avoidable. There's, but anyway, it might be out of your control to avoid it, but it is avoidable.
Yeah, I agree. Robbie Thompson, $100 a year with State Farm, and that's who we have. And ours is a little over that, but not. It's not that much more than that. 98 catfish and crappie, 98 a year with State Farm. So there's a lot of different ones. I think Dave was with Farm Bureau, another big company.
Right.
But yeah, we'll work on that and see about either James or I or both or something. But that's a topic that gets overlooked.
Right.
That I think that we should jump on.
That might have to go along with maybe a boat safety show, Lyle.
I'm not sure if we've done one this year or not, but Doc and I
not this year. I know
done one every year. I think it's safety was important to Doc. Doc never got in a boat without his life jacket on. One of the very few people that is that committed to wearing one. But yeah, he's extremely safety minded, and I should have probably paid a lot more attention to him because with these shoulder surgeries, it's hard for me to get them on and off. But Cindy makes sure that I got them on there now, and I don't have a real major problem with doing it. I don't think that I should have to, but when I think about it, I used to could swim out of situations that I can't even swim now. So, it's a good idea for people to wear them anytime the big motors running. I'm not sure that a lot of people shouldn't have them on more than that. But if that big motor's running and you're moving that boat, everybody should have to have one on.
Yep. Parker Pursuit said his daddy said that he was an accident. Yeah, it's you're right, and I appreciated that about Doc being so safety conscious. That it's right down my line. You got to go through. You need to check things, guys and gals, because it don't take but a split second to have you in trouble.
That's 100% correct.
And sometimes that trouble you don't have no way out unless you got an extra set of hands to get you out.
Yep.
So best to dot your I's and cross your T's.
Yep. I see a post by Paula Smith says some states give a discount if you have the voters class. And that's something else. I know there's a date on it, and I don't know what it is. If you was born after this certain date that you had to take that, it wouldn't hurt any of us to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need it. You probably don't need it. But realistically, it wouldn't hurt for any of us to take it. If you get a chance to go take that test with one of your grandkids or something, jump on it. They'll get the experience of doing it, and then they can say, well, I've done it with my pawpaw, and I'd be happy to do it with one of my grandkids. Yes. You never know what you might pick up, something this or that off of it. And if not, at least they know that you care about your safety and their safety.
Now, we as Americans have a tendency to get very complacent. And sometimes we just need a little something to reel us in from our complacency to realize that, hey, maybe I wasn't thinking quite as safe as I should have been.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Man,
I see
crowd in here tonight.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. I appreciate it and love each and every one of you, guys and gals. It means so much. Well, I'm glad you keeping up with that. My head's killing me so bad I can barely see the daggum screen to what people are saying.
I'm glad to help you out tonight. I know you're not feeling good, and there ain't nobody likes to talk no more than me.
I feel fine. It's just my head.
Especially when we're talking about stuff that's important, like our veterans and like making sure that everybody's covered on your boat. And Paula says if you're born after 1989, you have to have that safety course to operate a boat. And I think that like I say, if one of my grandkids want to take it, I'm happy to take it with them. Kind of like hunter safety course. I'm not sure everybody shouldn't have to have one.
And to Lyle, you talking about that insurance. There's been many a times that I've come buzzing down the cotton picking water and all of a sudden have to make a maneuver or shut the boat down because some idiot is sitting out in the middle of the water without a light one on their boat.
Right, exactly.
I've seen daggum kayakers without a light on their kayak in the middle of the night. I have seen these daggum knee boards or paddle boards standing up paddling down the water at night.
Yep.
Now, even if you miss and do not hit those people, your natural reaction to try to miss them might cause you to tear your boat up or even hurt you.
Well,
yourself or somebody else in your boat.
Yeah, the pucker factor that you're going to get out of seeing that come up on her so fast, it's like running up on a brick wall running 70 miles an hour and not having brakes. I mean, it's the same difference. You're going to pucker up, knock a hole in that seat pretty quick, but there's nothing you can do about it if you're not paying attention. And if you're paying attention and all of a sudden something's there because they don't have lights, that's really not on you. But if you hit them, it kind of is.
Oh, guy I worked with many years ago. I'll get back with you here in just a second, Cat Kings. Was up on Lake Norman, come barreling down the water in his pontoon boat, and there was 8 people in a little 14-foot boat. No lights, all of them drunk as coots, and he never even had time to slow down before he run right through the crowd of them.
Yeah.
That man was not right after that.
No,
because a few of them was pre-teens, early teens.
Yeah.
And it killed, I think, 4 out of the 6 or 4 out of the 8. And
I don't know
that man's not right to this day.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle it or not. It
wasn't his fault, but
yeah.
So Cat Kings, yes, the tournament is April the 17th. Would you believe I'd have sat and wrote the 18th again live?
Really?
That's last year's date. It's the 17th.
Hey, we'll take it.
Take it. So if you show up on the 18th, guess what? You missed the tournament.
But you can still fish.
Yeah, you can still fish, yeah. Yeah, you can still fish. That's definitely. If you wonder why the crowd ain't there, that might be a telltale sign.
That's exactly right.
It's April the 17th, and yes, it's for the veterans. All proceeds will be going to Camp Centurion. It's a veterans home that we're working on remodeling. It's going to house 11 to 14 veterans. It's going to be for rehabilitation. You can look them up on Facebook, and they do have a website that you can check them out. If you can't come to the tournament, please go on and make a donation, guys and gals, and help us out, get this place up and running. It's to rehabilitate them, get them off the streets, or a lot of them's going to be coming straight out of the VA law, from what I'm understanding. The VA will say, hey, guys, can you take this many? And they'll let them know what their problems, I ain't going to say problems, that's the wrong word, what's actually going on with them, what's expected to help them get back in life and get jobs and just get back to living. We teach them boys and girls how to go over and kill for us, but we don't do too daggum good a job of teaching them how to be a civilian again, do we?
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Now, Paula says the sad part is if you get a BUI, you only lose your voting privileges for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's
voting while drunk.
Yeah,
under the influence.
See, and I don't think that would be the case in Missouri because that stuff is all run through the it used to be that the Water Patrol was separate from the State Highway Patrol, but now the State Highway Patrol and the Water Patrol is one and the same. So if you get one in the state of Missouri, it's just like getting one driving down the highway. Yeah, I'm sure that's right. We had the State Highway Patrol here a year or two ago, and they come in my shop and sit back here behind this counter with me and done a show with me, and we went over a bunch of that stuff. Of course, like I say, that was a couple years ago, but the boys was really good, and they was full of information. It was in the middle of the afternoon because they wanted to they didn't want to be. They had things they had to do at night. Mike's outdoor.
Mike's, thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much. James, that's an outstanding donation there for your.
Yeah, it is.
Your thing. So that's really cool. But I'll not forget that show. And I know that's what they told me. Now, I'm sure it's not like that in every state. Like I said earlier, the states are different. They have different rules and regulations. So you need to make sure what each and every state has, and yours will be different than mine from James's, and so on down the road. But here in Missouri, if you get caught drinking and driving a boat, it's just, I know it is. It's just like driving one on the highway. You're going to get a DWI and you'll have to go through the course. And the last I knew, if you got a DWI in Missouri, by the time it's all said and done, it's about 10 grand.
You know what? I have no pity for a drunk driver. None. 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 Zero. It's 2021, people. You know freaking better.
That's right. You've been told your entire life. A couple crosses fishing has joined the show.
Yes. Thank y'all for coming in.
Yeah, you've been taught since you was 6 years old not to drink and ride your bicycle, not to drink and drive, not to. I mean, if you do it anyhow, it is what it is. Epic Catfishing is in Carmel, Muncie.
Yes. Great people. Thank y'all for coming in. I've got 2 family members that's laying in the ground right now because of drunk driver's law. I have zero sympathy for them. I was in the fire department basically all my life and run too many calls where the drunk driver was up walking around and people laying over in their cars dead. Yeah. I have zero. I have no use for you.
Yep.
If you're one of those people, when you're in chat, please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. I don't want to have to hurt your feelings.
Yeah. Well, it says in Tennessee, you go to jail, but you don't lose your driver's license. Well, you're going to lose them in Missouri. They're a little stricter.
To me, personally, I think the first time, you need to lose your car and your license. The second time, they need to lock you up for premeditated attempted murder. Period. Because that's what you're doing.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, let's go on to fishing. Because I'll get on a roll about stuff and don't mean to. 77 guys and gals, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
On a Wednesday evening?
Yeah, on a rainy Wednesday evening.
Yeah,
Epic. Man. What's up, Epic? In the 70s, everyone drank and drove. Yeah, guess what, Epic? That's the time that I was in the fire department, and I run a lot of calls. And don't get me wrong, I love them old cars. The way they look, they were not as safe as our new cars. I promise you. I could not tell you how many bodies and mangled up people I pulled out of cars because that whole motor come inside of the car with them. Now the motors go away. The car's designed. They look worse as far as the wreck.
Gravel roads and do that.
Oh God, yeah.
Gravel roads are not any safer than a blacktop or a highway because actually
they're worse.
Yeah, and we no telling how fast we was going in those days. You know, it's just.
Oh yeah, this road I live on right here, Lyle. We used to race from stop sign to stop sign, And right down here in the bottom, at the bottom, is a nest turn in that road.
Yep.
Well, you done good on the first part of it, but the second part of it had a washboard on it. And son, you hit that washboard wrong, and that car said, it runs sideways with you and head for the ditches.
Yes, sir. I've been through that.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I probably still would once.
Yeah.
But I don't think Cindy would allow me to do it twice.
It ain't worth taking a chance, guys and gals, because we want you and your family to go home safely. That's the way I look at it. Myself, I could not handle the burden of knowing that I took somebody else's life because I was being stupid. And that goes with being on the water, guys and gals, out fishing, or whether you're driving to the water, or whether you're just in life, period. I ain't starting my daggone computer right now over. I'm blaming Dr. and Lyle for the snow.
Thank you so much.
Y'all keep that snow.
I guarantee you I didn't want it.
I'll tell you what, all the rain we had the night before last, and then thunderstorms come in, and it was actually warmed up a good little bit. I would have loved to have been on the water the next morning after that. I believe the bite would have probably been pretty freaking good. It dumped a lot of water. Now, so we can talk a little bit about fishing so they don't go away and say we didn't talk crap about fishing. On certain situations like that, wintertime, you get a good warm. It wasn't a couple of days we had a warming. It's just a day or two. Oh, it dumped a ton of freaking water, thunderstorms and all night. And you said, I'm going in the morning. Would you go shallow? Would you go deep? Would you chase that mud line? Or would you go to the backs of rivers or backs of creeks feeding in the main lake and try to fish right as the muddy water was coming in? Or how would you attempt to fish that?
I'd fish the mud line.
Yeah.
That's where I'd fish. The second choice would be back to the creeks where it's coming in, hoping that there'd be some shad or something back there, trying to find some warmer water. But my number one choice on that instance would be the mud line. I've had great success distinguishing between clear and muddy water. For whatever reason, it seems that there'll be something in there that holds fish, whether it's bait fish or stuff that's stopped when it washed in that they feed on. But an instance like that, that's where I'd be every time.
Glenn said it wasn't that good, but he did get one good one. Yeah, Glenn, you did get a good one. I didn't know how many more you had got.
For a great video, I'll tell you that.
That was a good fish.
Yeah.
Mud line or drainage points coming out of the woods.
Just what I said. Yeah. Who
put
that up there?
That was Creole.
Yep. Me and him think a lot alike.
And Lyle, you're mainly a river fisherman, but you do fish a lot of lakes also. Yeah. But he's in a totally different part of the world. Of America.
Yep.
And that just goes to show, guys, that things that you do up north or down south, that's why we bring y'all into the shows. If you think you don't have nothing to teach, you really do. Because the techniques that you use somewhere else, with a little bit of manipulation, is probably going to be some of the best fishing for somebody else in a different part of the world.
It is. It really is. Epic says, y'all speaking my language now. Well, I know he pays attention to all that stuff.
Right.
And he would have a game plan when he left his house. I promise you.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. That's what I meant to tell you a little while ago when I was bringing up 1 ton fishing, and brain fart. I was messaging back and forth with them in chat and stuff on their live show, and I happened to say, well, he said something, and he mentioned my name, and I popped in there, and I said, well, man, I'm glad somebody was listening. I wasn't just talking to the 4 walls around me. And he said, no, Mr. James. He said, we do listen because sometimes, you know, he did say sometimes. He said, we do learn from y'all's shows. And it's little comments like that that make me feel good, Lyle. I know you've told me it makes you feel good too. Mr. Steve Douglas has come in the house. It does. And when people make comments on your videos or comments after, say they didn't get to see our live show tonight, but they watched it later tonight or tomorrow, and they come back in and they make those comments, it makes you feel like, you know, that show, to me, I might think, well, this show sucked tonight. I didn't do a good job for y'all. But really, maybe I did. And the only way to know that, guys and gals, is your comments back to us. And we do read them, and we do appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's like the comments that's this comments that's in chat is not the same comments that are left on our Facebook pages. And we read every one of them, answer every one of them, unless they're a spam, and then we eliminate them, because not only do we not want to see them, we don't want you guys to have to tolerate that stuff either. But we look at them and answer every one. And if one is addressed to the other person, I forward that to James if it's a question for him. I have always done that, and that's the way it should be done. And we try to do that all the time. And that's what gets you the best answer for your buck that we can give you. If it's something we know right offhand, we'll give you that answer. If it's something we have to find out from somebody that we know, then that's what we'll do too.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing you'll notice about me and Lyle. We'll never claim to know it all.
Nope.
And like he just said, if we don't know, we'll find out for you.
Yep.
We will find out for you. And I'm very forgetful, people. So if I don't get back with you on it, knock me in the head with a ball or something, and I will make sure I get that information to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I promise you, it's not because I didn't want to.
Creo says Dockery is a problem. I would have to believe that.
Yeah, doctor telling him to shut his mouth down there.
Poor old James hadn't been feeling very good. We want to keep your thoughts and prayers. He's got a foot problem, and as much trouble as I give old James, he's still my bud, and we don't want anything to happen to him. Get him healed up as quick as we can.
I'll tell you what, Lyle, you get them old dogs hurting, boy, you miserable.
Yeah.
Man,
That's a fact, but he's having a little problem with that. He'll get straightened out, and he'll be right back. Hey, he'll be on tomorrow night.
Yeah, he will.
And after that, after him and Chad have their show, we're going to have our second Panfish Weekly show with none other than Babe Winkleman as the guest. So,
man, I can't wait
for that. That's going to be a great show.
I'm glad you said that. I was going to bring it up, but I'm glad you did just to read. Yep. Oh, I am too, man. I hadn't seen nothing from him in a long time. Of course, I don't watch TV no more, so I don't get to see anything. But does he still produce anything now, or?
Yep. He's getting ready to do a bunch more stuff. You know, he's one of them old guys that he's going to keep going.
Good.
So I talked to him the other day. He's 72, and he acts like a kid. And to talk to him on the phone is just like talking to me and you. I mean, right. Really, it's just like he knows you his whole life, whether he just met you or if he'd known you a while.
Steve Douglas wants to know what Panfish Weekly is. Well, explain a little bit to him.
Panfish Weekly is a show just like Catfish Weekly, except we talk about bluegills and crappies and all types of panfish that we all chase, whether you use them for bait, whether you catch them for sport, or whether you catch them to eat.
I do dear love eating them.
And we're not drama. We're just like Catfish Weekly. If you cause drama on there, you're gone. Yeah. If you cause drama on there, you're gone. We're not going to have any drama. Leave the drama to the drama queens and let them have it. They're just, they can try to tear up things, and we're just not going to tolerate it.
Nope. I'm glad you started one like that, because really, if you think about it, Lyle, panfish goes along with catfish.
In my opinion, it does, because I use a lot of for bait.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I know you can't catch chicken on a daggum hook, but you can put chicken on a hook. But yeah, it's I look forward to seeing old Babe Winkleman on there. That man's he's been in our lives for years, Lyle.
Ever since I was big enough to watch shows, and he's either hunted for it and shot it, or fished for it and caught it, of anything that you can have in the United States.
Good
guy.
And other places outside the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I told him the other night, I said, as I was raising my kids, I watched you raise your kids. So it kind of went hand in hand with what we done.
Yeah. So guys and gals, we do thank you for coming in here tonight. I don't mean to cut it short. It has been an hour. My head's a pounding. I'm about ready to go wrap it up in a cold towel and lay down for a little bit. Lyle, I do appreciate you coming in.
James,
on the tournament.
Nelson, you, let me know.
Mad Catters, thank you. Nelson Waters, PM me, James Smith through Messenger. The rules will be coming up probably tomorrow or the next day. I'm waiting on the wife to get it all printed up so I can put it out there. I've tried typing it up in chat, not in chat, but on Facebook and whatever, and it always ends up jumping around. You know what I'm saying? It don't print out right. So what I like to do is have her to print it all out. Then I'll take photographs of it and then post up those photographs with all the rules and regulations. It's pretty simple. The main thing is you got to fly an American flag on your boat to fish this tournament. That is the main thing. The rest of it's pretty self-explanatory about tournaments. It's a 2-fish tournament. All the proceeds go to Camp Centurion, and everybody that donated tonight, thank you very much. I know the veterans will appreciate it. D, I thank you. It's just another thing, having headaches, Creole, my friend. Thank you. In memory of his grandfather. Guys and gals, you touch my heart every Wednesday night and every Monday night for you giving back. And don't be strangers to giving back, guys and gals. You can't outgive the good Lord. So give back to your neighbors, give back to your veterans, police, paramedics, and fire. They're out there on the front lines for each and every one of us. God bless. God bless America. Lyle, I thank you for coming in, my friend.
My pleasure, sir.
And we'll dang sure do this again.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, James Dockery and Chad. And then after that, Mr. Lyle and Babe Winkleman. Make sure you check it out. Good night, everybody. Boom.